Additional accessible bathrooms are located on the main level in the school building. Please take a moment to silence your electronic devices. For the courtesy of everyone in attendance and on stage, we ask that you remain seated and only enter and exit during applause or a break in the program. Thank you and enjoy the performance.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the ceremony for candidates for admission to the New York State Bar in the Appellate Division, 4th Department. My name is Ann Dillon Flynn, and I'm the clerk of the court. I'm honored to be here to celebrate this wonderful occasion with you, the candidates for admission, and your loved ones. In addition to resolving issues on appeal, the Appellate Division is vested with the authority to admit to the practice of law those candidates who have been certified to the practice of law by the Committees on Character and Fitness, provided that the court is satisfied that such persons possess the requisite character and fitness to practice law. It is one of the joyous duties of my office to administer the oath of office to the candidates for admission, including those candidates present here today. At this time, I will turn the proceedings over to Court Attendant Racine Walton, who will call this formal session of court to order, after which you will hear from Presiding Justice Gerald J. Whalen.
All rise. The Justice of the Appellate Division, 4th Department, the Honorable Gerald J. Whalen, presiding.
Please be seated. Welcome to the June 2026 Bar Admission Ceremony for the 4th Judicial Department. Before we begin, it's my privilege to introduce the person who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this afternoon, Deputy Clerk of the Appellate Division, 4th Department, Alan L. Ross. Today's ceremony is particularly meaningful for our court and for all our court members and our staff because it gives us an opportunity to recognize Alan. He's retiring after 34 years of service in the New York State Unified Court System. As part of Alan's 22-year tenure with the Appellate Division, 4th Department, he has served as our court's deputy clerk for the past 14 years. In addition to managing many of our court's day-to-day operations, including assisting lawyers and members of the public in filing their motions and appeals, and assisting the court in its review of family court motions, Alan also oversees the 4th Department's bar admission process. During his tenure as deputy clerk, Alan has overseen the bar admission process for each of the 4,704 candidates who have been admitted to the bar in the 4th Department since 2012, including all of the candidates that are here today. Alan's contributions to the court also includes his oversight of the 4th Department's many pro bono initiatives. Most notably, Alan has been instrumental in the development and coordination of the 4th Department's Landlord-Tenant Court program, through which staff attorneys for the 4th Department volunteer to provide pro bono legal representation in local courts to tenants facing immediate eviction from their homes. Thanks in large part to Alan's dedication, that program has assisted over 1,000 tenants since its inception in 2016. In 2018, the New York State Bar Association awarded our department, the 4th Department, the President's Pro Bono Service Award in the Government Office category for the program's incredible impact. Alan's dedication to our court knows no bounds. Last year, while our chief clerk was out on maternity leave, Alan served as the court's acting chief clerk and took on all the responsibilities of that position for several months, while also fulfilling the regular duties of his position as deputy clerk. The 4th Department will feel the benefit of Alan's dedication and influence for years to come. Alan, on behalf of the court, we sincerely thank you for your many years of distinguished service, and we wish you all the best in your well-earned retirement. Thank you. At this time, I invite Alan to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Alan. Now, it's my great honor to introduce to you the justices of the Appellate Division, 4th Department. Starting to my far left, your right, Justice Scott J. Del Conte from Oswego. Justice Donald A. Greenwood from Syracuse. Justice Mark A. Montour from Buffalo. Justice John M. Curran from Buffalo. And our keynote speaker, the Honorable John V. Sentra. To my near left, Justice Stephen K. Lindley from Rochester, Justice Tracy A. Bannister from Buffalo, Justice E. Jeanette Ogden from Buffalo, Justice Henry J. Nowak from Buffalo, and Justice Craig D. Hanna from Buffalo. Also joining us today to celebrate the admission of his daughter-in-law, Kathleen Vacco, is the former New York State Attorney General, Dennis Vacco. Welcome, Dennis. And her father, Undersheriff of Erie County, William J. Cooley. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for being here. Welcome. To all of our candidates for admission, this is the day you have been waiting for. 4 years of college, 3 years of law school, all the studying, the test taking, then passing the bar exam, the interview process. It's quite a daunting challenge. I congratulate you all on your hard work and determination. You have much to be proud of in having persevered to reach this milestone. Now, I'm sure that you've had help, both financially and emotionally, from maybe parents, spouses, friends, family, some of whom may be here with you today. Without their help, your goal to be admitted to the bar of the state of New York would have been much more difficult to achieve. And although today we are all here for you, I would like to give you an opportunity to now stand up, turn around or turn to the side and give them a round of applause to thank them for all they have done for you. Thank you. As you have prepared for this milestone in your lives, I'm certain that you have also been keenly aware of the history that is being made throughout the various courts, both state and federal, all involving lawyers and law firms engaged in litigation that will impact our nation both socially and politically. Extraordinary times present a unique opportunity for the legal community, those with a license to practice law. They get to play a pivotal role in how our society functions. Keep this in mind as you embark upon your careers in the law, which I'm certain will present you with a multitude of rewarding opportunities. I suggest that you embrace the opportunity that exists today to make a meaningful difference in our society and in the lives of those most in need. There are many local organizations through which you can offer your legal expertise to assist persons in need of pro bono legal services. I encourage you to sign up and help where help is needed. You will find that it is time well spent, and most importantly, it is incredibly rewarding. It is now my great pleasure to introduce to you our keynote speaker, the Honorable John V. Centra. Justice Centra is a former Associate Justice of this court. With more than 33 years of distinguished judicial experience spanning appellate, trial, criminal, and civil law, he's widely respected throughout New York's legal community for his integrity, scholarship, and commitment to justice. Justice Centra has served at every level of the state judiciary and continues to contribute to the legal profession through mediation, appellate counseling, and litigation support. A graduate of the University of New York at Buffalo, Justice Centra received his Juris Doctorate degree from Ohio Northern University College of Law. Following his admission to the bar in 1984, he served as an assistant district attorney in Onondaga County District Attorney's Office, where he prosecuted a multitude of felony cases before changing and entering private practice in 1989. But in 1988, Justice Centra also began his judicial career, serving as town justice in the town of DeWitt until 1999. In May of 1999, Governor George Pataki appointed Justice Centra to serve on the New York State Supreme Court in Onondaga County, and he was subsequently elected to a 14-year term for that office in November of 1999 and re-elected in 2013. While on the Supreme Court bench, Justice Centra held several leadership positions, which included serving as Deputy Administrative Judge for the 5th Judicial District and as Chairman of the Onondaga County Jury Board. He also served as a delegate, judicial delegate, to the Association of Justices of the Supreme Court of the State of New York. On October 6, 2006, much to the delight of our court, Governor Pataki designated Justice Centra to serve as a Justice of the Appellate Division, 4th Department. And he served with distinction as an Associate Justice of this court for 16 years, presiding over more than 10,000 appeals before his retirement in 2022. During his tenure as an Appellate Division Justice, in recognition of his judicial scholarship and reputation, Justice Centra was selected by the Chief Judge of the New York State Court of Appeals to sit by designation on the state's highest court, an honor afforded to only a select number of Appellate Division justices. Following his retirement from this court, Justice Centra joined the Lynn Law Firm in an of-counsel capacity where he focuses on plaintiff's personal injury and insurance coverage litigation. He also serves, as special counsel to Kim Barreri and Brennick law firm, concentrating on criminal appeals and post-conviction motions. Since 2023, Justice Centra has also maintained an active mediation practice, handling a wide range of complex disputes, including insurance litigation, personal injury, sexual harassment, employment discrimination, legal malpractice, medical malpractice, and corporate litigation matters. All areas of law that come to the Appellate Division, 4th Department on appeals, which he had many years of experience handling. Justice Centra has also been deeply involved in the legal and civic communities throughout his career. Among his many community activities and professional affiliations, Justice Centra is a past president of the Onondaga County Magistrates Association and a former member of the Board of Trustees of the Syracuse Landmark Theater. He also served as a chairperson of the Attorney Grievance Committee for the 5th Judicial District and as a member of the Onondaga County Board of Ethics. In addition, Justice Centra has served as a lecturer for the National Business Institute and as a faculty member and panelist for numerous judicial and legal education programs, including the New York State Court of Appeals and Appellate Division Seminar and the New York State Supreme Court Association Seminar. Among his many honors and awards, in 2018, the Onondaga County Bar Association presented Justice Centra with its highest judicial honor, the esteemed Ruger Award. This award is presented to judicial officers who demonstrate singularly outstanding achievement and devotion to the principles of our system of justice. Since its inception in 1975, more than 50 years ago, only 11 people have been honored with the Ruger Award. The Ruger Award is named for the first president of the Onondaga County Bar Association, William C. Ruger, who later became Chief Judge of the New York State Court of Appeals. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, the Honorable John V. Centra.
My introduction is almost as long as my speech, so bear with me on that. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Presiding Justice Whalen, for the kind and generous introduction. I'm glad you weren't under oath on some of that stuff, but we'll let you slide on that. Thank you to the Justices of the Court, Chief Clerk of the Court, Ann Dillon Flynn, the court staff, members of the bar, the families, friends, mentors, and loved ones who are here to witness this important day. And most importantly, congratulations to all of you. The new attorney is about to be admitted to the practice of law. Right now, there's only one thing standing between you and being officially sworn in as attorneys, and that's my speech. You've heard Justice Whalen say how long I've been here. I sat in that chair many a times and listened to speeches and said, I will never be that long. So, contrary to Judge Greenwood's thoughts, I will keep it under that limit. Today's a major accomplishment. It's the end of a long road. Law school exams, internships, applications, character and fitness, waiting, worrying, and probably at least a few moments where you wondered whether this day would ever actually come. But today's the beginning of something much bigger. When you take this oath, you are not just receiving a license, you are accepting a responsibility. You are joining a profession that is built on trust, judgment, service, and integrity. There are very few professions where people come to you during some of the most important, stressful, and difficult moments of their lives. They come to you when their business is at risk, when their liberty is at risk, when their family is at risk, when their home, their career, their reputation, or their future is on the line. And from this day forward, you will be the person they call. That is a great privilege, but it's also a serious obligation. You will quickly learn that being a lawyer is not just about knowing the law. And of course, you need to know the law. You need to research, prepare, write clearly, argue honestly, and be competent. That is the baseline. You all have met the bar. You are invited to pass the institutional and symbolic gate. But the practice of law is also about judgment. It's about knowing when to fight, when to settle, when to speak, when to listen, and sometimes when to tell a client something they do not want to hear. The last part may be the hardest parts of the job. Clients will come to you wanting certainty. They want you to tell them they are right, that they will win, that everything will go exactly as planned. But our job is not simply to tell people what they want to hear. Our job is to tell them the truth, to guide them through uncertainty, and to help them make good decisions. That requires courage. It also requires humility. No matter how well you did in law school, no matter how well you did on the bar exam, no matter how confident you feel today, and you should feel confident, the truth is the law will humble you. A judge will ask you a question you did not expect. A client will present facts you did not anticipate. An adversary will make an argument you had not considered. A statute, a rule, or procedure will remind you this profession has a very way of keeping us honest. That is okay. The best lawyers are not the ones who pretend to know everything. The best lawyers are the ones who keep learning, keep asking questions, keep preparing, and keep trying to get better. So my first piece of advice is this: protect your reputation from day one. Your reputation will become one of your most valuable assets. Judges will remember whether you were prepared. Court staff will remember whether you were respectful. Other lawyers will remember whether your word meant something. Clients will remember whether you treated them with dignity. Be tough when you need to be tough. Advocate fiercely, but never confuse being aggressive with being effective. You can be strong without being rude. People can be persuasive without being dishonest. You can fight hard without making the practice of law ugly. Do not make this profession harder by losing the trust of the people around you. My second piece of advice is this: take care of the people who helped you get here. Nobody reaches this day alone. Somewhere along the way, someone encouraged you, paid a bill, reviewed an essay, gave advice, listened to you complain, believed in you when you were exhausted, or simply reminded you to keep going. Look around this room. The people here are proud of you. They have earned a part of this day themselves. When you walk out of here as attorneys, take a moment to thank them. Not just a quick text, not a casual thanks, but really thank them. Because in this profession, when things get busy, and they will, it is easy to forget that success means very little if you lose sight of the people who made it possible for you. My third piece of advice: remember that your license gives you power, and power should be used carefully. A lawyer's letter can change someone's day. A lawyer's argument can change someone's future. A lawyer's advice can affect a family, a business, a community, or a life. That does not mean you need to carry the weight of the world every day, but it does mean you should never treat this work as ordinary. It is not ordinary. People are trusting you with their problems, their fears, and their hopes. Treat that trust as sacred. You may go into private practice, public service, criminal law, family law, corporate law, government, litigation, transactional work, or something you have not even considered. Some of you may become judges. Some of you may become elected officials. Some of you may build firms, run organizations, teach, mentor, or serve your community in ways you cannot yet imagine. Wherever you go, the oath you take today follows you. It follows you into the courtroom. It follows you into your office. It follows you into negotiations, emails, phone calls, and quiet decisions that nobody else may ever see. And often, those quiet decisions are the ones that define you. Doing the right thing when it's easy is not much of a test. Doing the right thing when it costs you something, when it takes more time, when it means correcting a mistake, when it means being honest about a weakness in your case. That is where professionalism begins. Now, I want to say this. Enjoy the profession. Sure, law can be stressful. It can be demanding. There will be long days, difficult clients, unexpected judicial decisions, and moments where you question why you chose this path. But there will also be many moments of real purpose. There will be a client who thanks you because you helped them through the worst moment of their life. There will be a case where your preparation made the difference. There will be a problem that looked impossible until you found a solution. There will be moments when you realize your work mattered. Those moments make it worth it. Now, one day, sooner than you think, a young lawyer is going to call you for advice. They will be nervous, uncertain, and trying to figure out how this profession really works. When this happens, take the call. Be generous, be patient. Remember what it felt like to be new, because today you join not only a profession, but a community. This part's for me. Lastly, be kind to retired judges, okay? Someday they will be too. So congratulations, you've earned this day. Be proud of what you've accomplished. Be grateful to those who helped you get here. Be respectful of the responsibility you're about to accept. And most of all, be the kind of lawyer whose word means something. This profession needs your energy, your judgment, your integrity, and your willingness to serve. Congratulations to each of you, and welcome to the privilege of being permitted to pass beyond the bar and to participate in the proceedings. Welcome to the practice of law.
Well, the time has come for the candidates for admission to the bar to be sworn in as attorneys and counselors at law. Ann Dillon Flynn, the clerk of our court, will administer the oath. Ms. Dillon Flynn, have these candidates been certified to the court for admission by the appropriate committee on character and fitness as possessing the character and fitness required by attorneys and counselors at law?
Yes, Your Honor, they have.
Please administer the oath of office.
Will the candidates for admission please stand? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of an attorney and counselor at law according to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Speaking to a panel of judges and getting a standing ovation, don't get used to that. Congratulations. We're adjourned.